Hey folks, I figured lunchtime, so I'd do another live video today. Um, Try and get some people come on here because this is an important one I want to talk about to people. Schools. We have seen a mess right now with COVID and all that, and we have really seen some weaknesses in our school and some liberal teachers. You know, people griping about what's in the background, what you can do in your own damn home, okay? They got no right to tell you what you can do in your home. And it's 10 times worse when your kids are being watched in school without your oversight, when they're attending school and you don't have any oversight. But what I want to touch on, and as you know, I'm going to run for House District 61. Like I said, I was going to run for governor or lieutenant governor, but I think I just don't think there's any political appetite for a third-party candidate in either of those two races. So I'm going to step out. Also, okay, so we take Mecklenburg County, for instance, right? And that's part of the district. It's the biggest chunk of 61. They're building a $146 million new high school and middle school. They're going to close Bluestone and close Parkview. So that's already been done. I mean, it's done. Actually, it's a weird deal because our current congressman, our current delegate, actually pushed forth the bill to allow Mecklenburg County to charge an additional 1% sales tax throughout the county to help fund it. It's a whole nother story there, but taxation is theft, and more taxation is even more theft. But so this leaves us with Bluestone, Parkview empty. Plus, we got other schools in the county and around. So here's my thing. Our schools now are geared toward academics so kids can go to college. Okay? Well, how about by the time a kid hits 9th grade, 10th grade, we kind of know, if that kid is really going to go to college or they're going to be in a vocational type industry. So that being said, why not work with the state? And this is something I would agree on using some state funds for, maybe, and some other stuff. Maybe, we can figure out where the funding comes from. There's a lot of different sources. Let's turn some of those old schools that they just sell and don't do anything with, or, turn them into Votechs. Take some of these students, they learn reading, writing, and arithmetic anyway, but then half of their week, at least, say Monday, Wednesday, Fridays, the kids go to this Votech school and they learn real world skills. How hard is it? Has anybody here ever called a plumber and realized that, oh my gosh, and I can't find a plumber? Oh my gosh, I can't find an electrician. Oh my gosh, I can't find somebody to come fix my air conditioner in a timely manner. Oh my gosh, I'm a roofer and I want to hire people, but I can't find anybody that knows anything, to swing the hammer or anything, and knows how to read a tape measure. These type of programs in those older schools, we could really, really train these kids. Not to mention, we can get the unions involved, the trade unions involved, to help, and then they can, maybe we could work it out with a trade union and say if these kids go through a 2-year high school program and learn these basics, we can get them into they'll basically be a second-year apprentice when they start instead of a first-year green apprentice because they'll already have some skills. There's also a bunch of other non-union type training programs that may be willing to help. There's a lot of resources there, and I think there's a lot of stomach for it. This is for the future of our kids. And a $146 million school that's being built, is a piece of it. That's going to be geared, though, toward getting these kids ready for college and all that. A lot of it is, and I'm okay with that. But not everybody wants to go to college. Not everybody is ready. Is college material. I mean, end of story. I mean, not to mention that there is some 16-year-old kids that need to work to help support their family. Right, wrong, or indifferent, it happens. And people say, "Oh my gosh, that's cruel." I mean, you why should a 16-year-old kid have to support their family? Well, I don't know. When our country was built with the family farm for the most part, and that was part of it. Everybody worked in the family to get the farm going, right? So, what's wrong with a child if he wants to and to help a family if a family's struggling rather than get public assistance and all that? What's wrong with a 16-year-old kid going out working construction? We let 16-year-old kids drive cars around unsupervised all the time. I mean, everybody does it. But then we say they can't go drive a forklift at a building, and they can't go work construction because, oh my gosh, it's too dangerous. It's BS. I'm not talking about putting the 7-year-old kids back in the coal mines. That's not what I mean. But I think we need to look hard and long at allowing these 16-year-old kids to go out and work. Part of this Votech training program could give them that opportunity too, right? To learn those skills and learn to work in the workforce. And what they always used to say, the old people used to say, was idle hands are the devil's playground. If you teach a kid a skill and it becomes a passion, they're not probably going to get in that much trouble or get into drugs or anything like that, because they're going to be what? Working, trying to make a dollar, but they're occupied. This is what we need to do with our children, okay? We need to stop the spending on the schools to indoctrinate is what it is. I mean, I like to say educate but schools, Mark Twain once said, "I never let my schooling get in the way of my education," and that's kind of what we're at, right? I mean, real world, school can only teach you so much. The rest of it you learn as you go in the real world. As a group, I appreciate it, and we'll talk to you later.